My name is Abby. I am the Nova East problem captain for Problem 3. I've been the problem captain for a number of years now, and one of the things I love about being a problem captain is how many amazing and creative solutions I see from all the teams every year. I mean, every year you guys just like blow my mind with how creative you are. But one of the things I also see is sometimes the creative solution is kind of covered up by how you present it. It's not showing off your creativity to the best it possibly can be. And so one of the things that can help with that is theater and acting. I've been acting for a number of years. I do a lot of community theater, as does my husband, Jonathan. He's been acting since he was, I think, 4 years old. He's been acting forever. So what we did for you is to put together a video of our top 10 tips for theater and acting, because a lot of people think like, oh, acting's just, playing pretend. Everybody can do it. Or they think, oh, only talented people can be actors. You just have to know how to act. And that's not really true. There are some parts of acting that are just like technical things that everybody can learn. So we've got this video for you for things that can help you with your Odyssey acting, with acting in a play, with doing a presentation for school, or just like anytime you have anything you want to say. So for the video, we present a tip, and then we put together 2 clips of a little skit we put together. One of them where we show off the skill, and one of them where we do not quite so well. So watch them, see which one you prefer, see if you can pick up what went right and wrong. And then at the end, I will answer any questions you have. All right. If I can figure out how to share my screen. We ready?
Tip number 1, speak slowly. Slow yourself down to just a little bit slower than your normal speaking voice. The judges and audience have never heard these words before. Give them time to understand what's going on. Often, actors can get nervous or excited during a performance, which makes them speak faster than normal. Fight this urge.
You want to find the other bag? Yes, we should go back in time and right this very wrong.
Do you want to find the artifact? Let's go back in time and right this terrible wrong.
Tip number 2, speak loudly and clearly. The camera and judges table is a bit further away than someone you'd normally have a conversation with. Not all judges have perfect hearing because they're old. Speak a little louder than normal. This does not mean shout unless a character is specifically supposed to shout. Speak with the full sound that comes from the belly. When filming, ask yourself if the space you are filming in has any background noise that might be distracting or make it hard to hear. Now is not the time to mumble. Speak every part of the word. Crunchy consonants.
Do you want to find the artifact? Let's go back in time and right this terrible wrong!
Do you want to find the artifact? Yes! Let's go back in time and right this terrible wrong!
Tip number 3, face the audience. Your sound goes wherever your mouth is facing, and we want the judges to hear what you're saying. When possible, face forward and say your lines towards the judges or the camera. When talking to another actor, cheat out, which means face somewhere in between where the other actor is and the audience. That way, we know who you're talking to, but we can also hear what you're saying. Do you want to find the artifact?
Yes! Let's go back in time and right this terrible wrong.
Yay! Do you want to find the artifact?
Yes! let's go back in time and right this terrible wrong.
Tip number 4. Make sure you can be seen. If we can't see you, we might miss something. Make sure you're not blocked by a set piece or your fellow team member. Make sure you're not blocking yourself by turning your back on the audience. This is called upstaging yourself. When filming, make sure the space has enough light that we can see you clearly.
Do you want to come with me to find the artifact?
Yes, let's travel back in time to right this wrong.
Do you want to go find the artifact?
Yes, let's go back in time and right this terrible wrong.
Yay! Tip number 5. Act with your whole body. Acting from the neck up is like baking a cake with missing ingredients. It's not going to taste nearly as good. How you move can tell us a lot about your character without you having to say anything. For example, is your character old or young? Is your character feeling happy or sad? Is your character even a human? Some people sway back and forth when they talk. Watch out for this because it can be distracting. Do you want to find the artifact?
Yes, let's go back in time and right this terrible wrong.
Yay!
Yay!
Do you want to go and find the artifact?
Yes! Let's go back in time and right this terrible wrong.
Yay!
Tip number 6. Bigger is better. The judges have no idea what's going to happen in your presentation. You want to be as clear as possible so that judges can appreciate how creative you are. It's hard to miss something done in a big way. If your character is doing something, do it with big motions. If your character is saying something, do it with a big voice. If your character is reacting to something, make it a big reaction.
Do you want to go find the artifact?
Yes, let's go back in time and right this terrible wrong.
Okay.
Yay.
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 Do you want to go back in time and find the artifact?
Yes! Yes! Let's go back in time and right this terrible wrong!
Yay!
Yay! It's all right there, over there.
Oh, let's go! Tip number 7. Know your lines. It's easy to forget your lines in the heat of the moment. So the more you practice your lines, the more it will become second nature. Know how your lines fit into the story. That way, if you accidentally forget the words, you can say something similar and still get the message across. So, you want to practice your lines?
Yeah, I got this. I wrote the script. Let's do this. Let's run it. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you want to go find the artifact?
I'm sorry, I forgot. Hey, so do you want to practice lines? Because I'm getting kind of nervous.
Yeah, sure. Let's practice our lines together.
Yeah, sure.
Ready?
Yeah.
Do you want to go and find the artifact?
Yes. Let's go back in time and right this terrible wrong.
No.
Should we do it again?
Okay, yeah.
Okay.
Do you want to go find the artifact?
Yes. Let's go back in time and right this terrible wrong.
Great. One more time, really fast.
Yeah.
Do you want to go and find the artifact?
Yes. Let's go back in time and right this terrible wrong.
Yeah!
Yeah!
You know your lines now.
Tip number 8. Stay in character. You are your character when you're saying your lines and when someone is talking. What does your character think of what other characters are saying? How does your character react to the action going on? You are your character when things go right and when things go wrong. For example, someone forgot a line. What would your character say to help them out? A prop is missing. What would your character do to change the situation? A piece of the set broke. How would your character react? If you continue acting and stay in character, the judges may not even know there was a mistake at all.
Do you want to go and find the artifact? It's mine.
What?
It's mine. Why did you break the set? Oh, I hate this set. You're so bad at this.
Hey, stop. Hey, pause the video while we're doing this, all right?
Do you want to go and find the artifact?
Yes! Let's go back in time and right this terrible wrong.
Yay! Tip number 9. Pay attention to your teammates. Acting is a team sport, just like Odyssey. When another actor is speaking their lines, pay attention to what they're saying. When another actor is struggling, help them out. When another actor is doing a great job, tell them. Actors love to hear when they're doing a great job.
Fine, I will say your line for you. Do you want to find the artifact? Yes! Let's go back in time and right this terrible wrong! Yeah. Maybe you want to ask me something? About finding something?
Oh! Do you want to help me find the artifact?
Yes! Let's go back in time and right this terrible wrong!
Yay!
Yay!
I'm so sorry. That was terrible. I'm like
Oh,
the worst
you
actor.
recovered. You recovered fine. It's great. We'll just, keep practicing, and we'll if it happens, we know what to do.
Oh, thank you. I couldn't have done that without your help.
Sing. We're a team.
Teamwork.
Yep.
Woo!
Tip number 10. Practice makes perfect. Acting takes a lot of work. There's a lot to remember. Even professionals make mistakes. The more you practice, the more it becomes second nature.
Okay, actually,
Tip 5.
good.
But bad.
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 And one bonus tip. Have fun!
Alright guys, that was a little video there. I realized it was a lot of info thrown at you like really fast, but does anyone have any questions? Sam's got a question.
So I want to know about the floor chicken.
The Floor Chicken was great. This was a show that Jonathan and I were in. It was called Assassins, but the actors were all on stage and they never left the stage. They sat in little cubbies, and then when it was their turn to act, they would come out, they would do their part, and then they go sit in their cubbies and watch the rest of the show. So Jonathan is sitting next to Colleen, and they're good friends, but in the show they don't really like each other. And some of the props Colleen had in her cubby was a soda full of water and a bucket of KFC chicken, and she got to eat the chicken during the show. So every night she got a free dinner. So we had one show where poor Colleen accidentally knocked over her water onto the stage, and when she went to pick it up, she knocked over her KFC chicken, and it went all over the stage. And it's in the middle of the show, and she is panicking. And Jonathan, whose character doesn't like Colleen's character, did not stop acting, but he had a handkerchief with him. So he just, in the most disgusted manner, pulled out his handkerchief and just handed it to her, like, I can't believe you're such a slob kind of thing. So Colleen had a napkin to clean up the chicken with, and we actually had people come and tell us it was one of their favorite part of the show. They thought it was actually supposed to be a part of the show that Colleen was supposed to throw her chicken all over the floor. So I really wish we had a video of it, but it was a great moment of like on the spot recovery and staying in character. Any other questions? Sure, Harper.
Like, I was wondering, like, oh wait, I just remembered that I was in the video, sorry.
Okay. Yeah, the info in the video went through really fast, so it may be one of those you watch it with your team, or you have to kind of write down and remind yourself. I mean, even as we were filming some of the later videos, we had to go back and remind ourselves some of the first tips, like you still have to speak slowly. So, Pam? Oh, Pam, I think you're muted.
Remember that this will be posted on the website under Coaches Training Videos on the Nova East Odyssey of the Mind website. So you could always watch it again with your team if you haven't, if you want to just review those tips. And I wanted to thank Abby and Jonathan for doing this workshop for us today. And really, it's okay if you have other questions. Don't be afraid to raise your hand and ask. Anybody else? I have another example that happened, and I often tell this one in trainings actually, is that we had some actors in a primary team one year, and their boombox didn't work, and they were supposed to have a dance party as the resolution for their at the end of their skit, and the boombox didn't go on, so they had to really help each other and try to figure it out. And one of them suggested that they sing, and one girl went, no. But in the end, they went ahead and danced through it. They figured out how they decided actually to go to the playground. So you need to be kind of thinking on your toes, which means you're like thinking, what could you do if something goes wrong? And I love all the tips that Abby gave you about speaking clearly and remembering to, be loud enough, but not shouting, and having that feeling, remembering that you are that character the whole time. You're listening to your other characters. You're thinking, you're acting like that character with not just your face, but your whole body. So really take those tips and put them into practice this year. And I think we're going to have some great teams performing. Thanks so much for showing up today. If there are any last minute questions, please feel free to raise your hand so Abby can answer them.
Sure. Jonathan and Zeke.
I'm asking this question for a friend. I realize it's somewhat unrelated, but what was Assassins about?
Assassins was a musical, and it was about various attempts to assassinate U.S. presidents, successful ones or not. So my husband was John Wilkes Booth. It is a weird and dark musical.
Sounds like it. There you go. Any other questions, friend? Thank you.
Thank you. How many are any of you guys going to be doing problem 3 this year? Will I get to see you?
We're doing the primary.
Oh, fun! It's a good problem this year.
I think so too.
What happens if you mess up?
What happens when you mess up? Well, there's a moment where you're like, ah! It's kind of scary, but you take a deep breath. You think about, what would the person I'm playing, what would they do if I messed up? And you think on your toes.
I want to do Odyssey because I did Odyssey for 2 years, and then we didn't do Odyssey in 2020 because COVID-19.
Yeah.
And I really want to do Odyssey. I would be in the male one.
Yeah. Nice.
Yeah, she would be in Division One, and she's just, yeah. I'm sure Harper's gonna be back in the mix next year. So I invited some friends who had been in Odyssey before, and we hope they jump back in.
We can't wait to have you back.
Yeah. All right. Thank you so much, Abby, and everybody have a great day. Just know this will be posted on the website if you want to look at it again. And if you attended and some team members didn't, I would love it if you would share your strategies with your team members, because that's a way that you can be a great team member and support your team. Thanks a lot. Have a happy rest of your Sunday.
Bye.